I know y'all ain't in, but I just wanted to let y'all know something, man. Y'all know I love you. Y'all know you're my homies. And, alright, we'll talk later. Peace.
Let me ask you this about this life that we live, and maybe try to swerve some of this attention we give to them dissing ass relatives over Hampton. If they really missed you so much, then why don't they just call the mother? If you wasn't blood, but you still have love, or in fact, does the blood make you think you have to love? Look, I probably love my family more than anybody here, but my homies are family too. Third cousins, get out of here. Who was you with when you got tattooed? Who was you tripping with when you did the mushrooms? And who the fuck you up all over your car and then felt worse than you about the shit in the morning?
Who loans you money, homie? Who owes you cash? Who taught you how to use the bomb for the grass? Well, I don't know much, but I gotta assume when you hit your first net and your homies will say homies, homies. Talk about broke dogs, my motherfucking homies.
Hello. What is happening, everyone? I hope everybody has had a relaxing Memorial Day, kicking it with the family, having the day off and all that good shit. But we're here to interrupt all of that and have a good time. We're already in the chat. We got my homie D Hayes sounding off. What up, D, bro? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. But who I got with me today is Walmart Legends Fatz King and wrestling t-shirt guy, aka Cephus. What is going on, my brethren? Fatz, how we doing today, dog?
It's a motherfucking Walmart takeover, baby.
Yes, sir. Cephus, how you doing down there, bro?
Walmart Memorial Monday.
Well, hell yeah. So, something we wanted to talk about, which I'll go ahead and kill the music because we're going to be listening to some music here in a little bit. So, apparently, Rikishi decided he wanted to do some rap. And the buzz I've seen in the last 24 hours about this music that he's been putting out, it keeps getting stronger and stronger. So Fatz hit me up in the chat yesterday and was like, yo, did you see this? And I'm like, no, I did not. And he's like, we should do a video about this. And Cephus was like, yes, we should. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit down for the first time ever. And we're going to listen to this song. Nobody here in this chat right here, none of our faces have heard this from start to finish yet. We intentionally kept it that way. So that way, when we listen to this, it'll be the first time. Now, what am I talking about? Well, if you can't tell from the promo and from the stuff that's in the background right here, Rikishi did a song shouting out Juggalos, which is what really caught all of our attention because it's kind of like, what the fuck is this all about? But anyway, we'll get to that here in a minute. Before we get started, I wanted to turn the floor over to both Cephus and Fatz. There was an AEW event on last night, and both of them watched it, and I kind of wanted them to talk about their opinions of the show. So, Fatz, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, and then when we're done, we'll revisit the whole Rikishi thing. Go ahead, brother.
I'm going to go before we talk about just AEW. I'm going to say that this weekend we had two amazing pay-per-views from two different companies that brought two different styles of wrestling. And I can't think of a better time to be alive. Just going to put that one out there. The show was not an A+, but it's fucking hard to hit an A+ every time. The only down points I found was, and surprisingly enough, the Jon Moxley match. I don't know if the story was for him to be working injured or if he really is injured, but his bandage around him throughout the whole fucking match just really took all of the steam out of it. It just felt like they never got out of first gear, and the two guys involved, they should have I've never seen them have bad matches. It's like, it's very rare. The first showing of Mercedes was good. She's got some ring rust to shake off, but it was good. The high points: Swerve versus Christian. This was Swerve's first time out as a new champ, and Christian did what he always does. He made the guy he was wrestling look like $1 million fucking dollars. That's just what Christian Cage has always been good at doing. He can get himself over, but he also gets everybody else over too. The Adam Copeland Malachi Black match was really, really fucking good. It had the right amount of spooky dookie bullshit. Gangrel came back, for fuck's sake. Like, what more am I supposed to say? You know, Gangrel came back. Copeland came out with Slayer as his entrance. The only real downpour part to that match was there was a real high spot of an elbow off of the top of the cage, and it wasn't landed right. Copeland landed on his knee, and I'm pretty sure he fucked it up. But good match for what it was, for being a weapons filled fucking clusterfuck. It did really cool. And there was a nice little tease of maybe Brody and Buddy turning on Malachi. It didn't happen, but it was pretty cool. It was a nice little moment for the crowd. MJF came back. Jesus Christ, MJF came back. Adam Cole came back. Serena Deeb and Toni Storm had a very, very underrated championship match. Wasn't a lot of bells and whistles, but it's just a well-wrestled fucking match. And Anarchy in the Arena was exactly what it was supposed to be. A fun, ridiculous fucking tour through whatever arena they're performing in. About a B+, maybe a solid B+, I'll rate it.
Now, I'm gonna go a little more harsh than you, Fats. And that's, I'm not saying it was a bad pay-per-view, but if you look at all of the all-in, all-outs, the major pay-per-views for AEW since their inception, this by far is the worst big one to me. I think it's there was a lot of C+, D- matches. Like it wasn't the best story for me. And I'm not saying that I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, AEW has no story." It's not that it lacks substance. I think it lacked momentum for me. All of it.
I think when it comes to you too as well, I just want to point this out before you continue, because obviously, people might hear this and start. Listen, Cephus is probably the most liberal, loving, wrestling fan in general. This guy goes to independent shows on the weekdays. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is all about professional wrestling. So nothing he is saying here is from a place of hate at all.
No, not at all. I've watched just about every single AEW event live when it comes to pay-per-views or PLEs or whatever you want to call them. I just feel like this was one of the weakest. Like he said, there's definitely a lot of good matches in it. I think Christian and Swerve was the breakout for me. I think Swerve is, and I'm not saying this character-wise, but respect-wise, he reminds me of a young Undertaker. He has this like aura about him that he's in command, and I like that about his matches. I like that he seems like he is a young veteran, if you will. So I'm interested watching anything he does, and Christian, of course, makes anyone look good. So that was, I think, an easy show stealer. But I definitely, and I love Mercedes Moné. I love her. But man, that was an awkward spot for them to be in. The match felt flat. I don't know if it was there was so much behind it. I really don't know what it was.
It was in the wrong place. It was in the wrong place. They put them after fucking that barbed wire steel cage bloodfest. It was bad placement. I will definitely give you that.
I think a D+ C- is where I'm sitting, man. I think it's not the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen by any means. They've definitely produced worse with AEW regular shows, but as one of their big flagship programs, it definitely felt like it was lacking something. And I don't know if that that just is part of the lull of wrestling, because sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not, and that happens with every every what's I'm looking for company, whether it's independent or major. You know what I mean? Every kind of company goes through their lulls. So maybe that's just what I'm at right now as my fandom with AEW. I don't know.
And look at what TNA is going through right now. They're kind of going through the exact same thing. The second they fired Scott D'Amore, the whole company was just like, nobody knows what the fuck's going on. All storylines are just wherever. I mean, I try to watch as much as possible now that a certain someone in this chat room with me right now gave me their login information, but we won't say who. But I've tried to watch as much as possible. And it feels like, other than Joe Hendry, not all like this. We talked about this. The Ash by Elegant shit is terrible.
God damn. You might as well have farted in my mouth.
Dude, it's absolutely garbage. And even with Dolph Ziggler, like, it's disappointing, because I feel like we are being proven in real time that Dolph Ziggler really isn't the big star that everyone thought he could be. Because yes, the initial time he came over, it was a big splash. But ever since then, I ain't heard really anybody say anything about him since debuting, and it's actually kind of sad. But at the same time, maybe it's one of those realizations where it's kind of like we thought for a long time. And I'm not saying by any means Sean Spears is on the same level as Dolph Ziggler, but for a long time we thought, man, if Sean Spears with his charisma and the 10 and blah blah blah, if he was let loose, he'd be a gigantic star. No, not much. And now he's back in NXT, not really doing a whole lot either. And there's certain guys that we just got to accept, like they're mid-carders, and that's okay. That is okay. But, all right, one last thing I'll say on this, and I'll get back to the reason why I brought up TNA to begin with. The reason why I say it's okay is we have got to return to a point where it's not, mid-card is not a cuss word. That needs to be a shirt. Mid-card is not a cuss word. Your mid-card is so fucking important because Mr. Perfect, Scott Hall, Scott Steiner for most of his career.
Rick Rude.
These are guys. Rick Rude, thank you. These are all guys who, Jake the Snake Roberts. These are all career mid-carders that we will remember for all of time. Too Cold Scorpio, all of time. These are guys that you don't have to have a world heavyweight championship around their waist for them to matter. So I'm not saying any of that to disparage any of the names I just listed. Now we're going back to what I originally said. TNA is in this weird spot where they don't really know who they are. I feel like from everything I read, and full disclosure, obviously I don't watch AEW, but from everything that I read, it seems like they're kind of there too. And to be completely honest, it kind of feels like WWE is shifting that way. Like, they've got to put some stability in their storylines as well. It is so all over the place. I need to care about the Women's Tag Team Championship for some other reason other than, hey, Bianca and Jade are carrying it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not there yet, but I can see where that trend is going. And if they're just treading water with these women's tag titles, they're not going to mean something. You got to give it to me. Now, everybody is accepting that, I think, because of the newness, and everyone understands there's a transitionary period, and they're obviously in the process of re-signing a couple people. But if they ain't got solid storylines that are going somewhere by the end of SummerSlam, they're going to be in the same boat all these other companies are. And it's just this really weird spot, if that makes sense. Fats, you kind of look like you got something you want to say to that.
Well, I want to go back to the Scott D'Amore thing. Did you hear the reason why they said they got rid of him?
I assumed it was probably because he wanted to buy it.
No, that wasn't even their words. The wording they used in a fucking interview and in a recording is that they didn't want their success to be just associated with Scott D'Amore. They wanted it to be a group thing. And they thought that it looked like he was just kind of being the only one talked about. Kind of like the same thing they did in Stardom with fucking Rosie. And it's like, yeah, do you know why you're failing now? It's because you got rid of the guy who was running the pencil properly, if I can use some insider baseball terms. But fucking, you're right. Every company is doing this weird spin where they're gassing up for their next big story, but no one can see where the path is. And the one that made me laugh the hardest is everybody campaigned and screamed that if Cody doesn't win this year, we're all going to lose our shit. And I'm telling you, 3 fucking weeks later, I seen people saying Cody's a failed champion.
He's definitely not a failed champion, but people don't want they want the good guy to win the title, but once he's got it, they don't know what to fucking do then. Same thing happened with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30 before he got injured. They were like, oh, well, what now? Let's just put him with Kane.
A horror movie. Let's make Brie Bella scream.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with a good guy champion. And I think that's because people want to see him win, I get that, but they forget that the goodness of a babyface is the chase. You want to chase the title. You want to lose. That's why Dusty lost so many times.
Here's a problem that I don't think anybody has pointed out other than it's been in my head, but this has never came up in a public forum, so I've never been able to say it. We are already conditioned that Cody's going to hold this until next WrestleMania. Now, whether you realize that or not, you have been conditioned. Why? Because The Rock gave Cody something in his hand and said, I got to go away for a while. Man, and we don't know. No, we have not brought up the thing in his hand since it happened. Not one time has it been brought up. But that was the seed planted in everyone's head to go, when The Rock comes back, Cody's going to get this championship that's going to be the moment where the championship's in jeopardy. They're not setting this up. if
No.
that's not the plan. And everyone knows it. However, we've all also already thought in our head that must mean is going to go all the way to WrestleMania. So did anyone for 5 seconds think Logan Paul was going to take that off of him? No, we did not. Did anybody for 5 seconds think that AJ Styles was going to win that match at Backlash in France? No, we did not. Does anyone think that he's going to lose it if he has a championship match at Clash at the Castle? No, we do not. I don't even think he's going to lose it to Gunther at SummerSlam. Why? Because The Rock gave him that thing in his hand. That's all that matters now. I don't care about any of these matches. I can't get invested. I'll be honest. That's the only match I didn't watch on Saturday. Why? I knew Logan Paul wasn't winning. Why?
It wasn't bad, though. Like, it really wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Logan Paul's been a goddamn surprise, bigger than I've ever expected.
He's earning respect, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's great. I love him.
I agree with you, but I feel like this is a symptom of modern wrestling in general. Where's the fucking feuds? Where's the fucking where is one match that you almost won? So that means I get another one, and I'm gonna beat you on that one. Now we're gonna fucking trade wins for a couple weeks across the circuit, and then have a blow off. It's just, hey, let's have a match. Hey, I beat you. Hey, let's have a match. Hey, I beat you. And it's almost worse than 50-50 booking because nothing matters.
I will say it seems like he's Triple H in mind is trying to build more. I mean, now you look at the King and Queen of the Ring years ago didn't mean anything, and now assuming this is going to continue every year, the winner gets a championship. So he's starting to create these new stories that are going to recur and keep things mixed up. So I feel like we're in you definitely got the transition period for sure.
And that's why I said if they don't have it together by after SummerSlam, because that's at that point you need to have a direction. Everyone's giving them a pass because everyone knows, again, that we're in a big transitionary period. There's a lot of people coming in. We're establishing a lot of names. They're obviously trimming the fat. We've seen releases. Everybody gets it. Everybody's like, okay. But after summer, that's 3 months from now. After then, you should have solid ground. You should be driving. The foot should be on the gas pedal. And the only thing that should stop you should be injuries. Nothing else. If they're still treading water come August, this ain't going to matter.
Yep.
That ain't going to matter.
I can co-sign the fuck out of that.
I'm not real sure what Andy was referring to there. I was going to reply to it. Andy, give us a little bit more insight on that, and I'll bring your comment up here. But, okay. So.
Can I say one more thing? I just want to say one more thing. This is the last bit. And I saw this on a YouTube show, and it really made sense. Everybody was wanting long story, long-term booking, and now that we're getting it, no one knows what to do with it.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying, Andy. You mean the King and the Queen made we talked about this a little bit. Off air, Cephus. The King and the Queen were weird winners, obviously. Not so much Gunther. I could have seen Gunther, but Nia was a weird loser. Nobody, I don't think anybody thinks Nia is going, because Nia would go up against Liv, wouldn't she?
She said women's champion, so it would be the WWE champion. Gunther said world champion, so he should be going towards Drew.
Okay, so then it would be Bayley, Nia and Bayley.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bayley's one of the few people that drug Nia to a good match.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't sit here and say I don't see them letting Nia go over on Bayley. I didn't even think Nia was going to win on Saturday. So that was devastating.
Man. They could hit us with a a Maharaja at any point. You know what I mean?
Just random new champ.
Yeah, you never know when Otis is our new WWE champion.
Right. And it is real. It could happen. But okay, all right. So the reason why we're here was because I'll go all the way back to the beginning. I don't think what was it? Actually, it was yesterday as of this recording. Fats gets in our Walmart admin chat room and says, "Hey, Jay, did you see?" And he points out the fact that Rikishi did a song shouting out Juggalos. And we are so intrigued about this. The fact that Rikishi, A, is rapping, but B, I know he's done Gathering of the Juggalos before, but he just randomly out of literally thin air, put out a song shouting out Juggalos. So what we're going to do right here, right now, is all three of us are going to sit here. We're going to listen to this song for the first time. So we're all going to be muted, so we're not going to be able to talk once I hit play on this, but this will be our first time listening to this song where Rikishi shouts out Juggalos. We don't know why yet. We don't know what spawned this, whatever. But okay, so I'm about to hit play right now, and then we're going to get going, and we'll talk about it afterwards. Maybe even listen to it twice. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Stand up, brothers! This Sunday, you're gonna know what the hit streaker's all about.
What you know about the minor boys? Being wild, that Samoans make a lot of noise. Don't sleep, we wake up and choose violence. Spot twos to bust your head like a pinata. Running loose with Samu sharks in the water. Don't forget the man Haku, he's a piranha. Don't get it started when you see us do the hot cut. Bloodline just too big, who gonna stop us? Ronnie and Eki, the bloodline originals. On street is still that group, you better let them know. That's the family, shout out to my other folks. Whoop, whoop, had to make something for the Juggalos. Throw some Legos in the air and go crazy. Then stand in the membrane with face paint. She got love for the JC Dub. Violent J, too dope and too cool. What's up? Savage, bringing damage to you. Ladders, chairs, tables, matches. What? Something for the Juggalos. What? Something for the Juggalos. Savage, bringing damage to you. Ladders, chairs, table, matches. What? Something for the Juggalos. What? Something for the Juggalos. Shout out to RVD and Sabu. Jumping off shit, them boys was damn fools. Swinging for the fence, that chair shot don't lose. And stick talk back in the day was bamboo. Just another day for head shrink if I do. In the ring, I'm an animal at the damn zoo. A gorilla that'll kill your boy. Shout to Monsoon. Now everybody knows Big Oosh is that dude. Juggalo jersey with the lion on it. Rep my squad with the 49ers on it. Yeah, my team's extreme, I put a hardy on it. If it ain't that heat, then baby I ain't on it. Whoop, whoop, now let me hear your sound, dog. Show the clowns love, but don't you be a hound dog. She got love for the JC Dub. Violent J, too dope and too cool. What's up? Savage, bringing damage to you. Ladders, chairs, table, matches. What? Something for the Juggalos. What? Something for the Juggalos. Savage, bringing damage to you. Ladders, chairs, table, matches. What? Something for the Juggalos. What? Something for the Juggalos. Special shout out here goes to my Uso, Samu, head shrinker. You already know my man. Thank you, Big Oos. JC Dub, Violent J, too dope. Big shout out to OG, Juggalo. The man himself, Rai. We all in the house. Big shout out to the Juggalos out there. Shout out to Prince Paul and De La Soul. Plug 1, the icon. Plug 2, the legendary. Plug 3, De La Soul.
He's fucking smart, dog.
Bro, what did I say in the chat? What did I say in the chat? What if it fucking slaps? Oh my God.
Let me tell you what he just did. He just booked himself for main stage of Gathering of the Juggalos.
Bro, if he don't get booked, oh my God.
Dude, and not only that, he used terminology that you wouldn't use unless if you knew. Like, he said hound dog. He said hound dog, dog. You don't use that word unless you have background in the, like, I really do think that fucking Rikishi's a legit Juggalo now.
Jesus Christ, like, that was not on my 2024 motherfucking bingo card, but gee, whoa.
He had no right being that good. That's what I'm telling you, dog. You need to look up at some point. He's got that Bloodline song he released like a week or two before that is just as fucking great. And I was like, wow, I didn't know Keish had that in him.
Nah, man.
It's pretty wild. I don't know. Should we? I feel like maybe we should listen to it one more time.
I said play it again. What did the chat think? What did the chat think?
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to, like, he said so much in that.
Yeah, it was deep. That was lit.
Hang on a second. Let me see if I can play this. Okay, no, so I can't. I was going to try to play it and stop it as it goes, but it won't let me pause it mid show. But okay, that sucks, dude, because he said so much in there that like Rob Van Dam and Sabu, like there's a connection there. Like he knew that. He knew that there was a connection there. Why else would you bring that up? I don't know why he brought up De La Soul. That was a little weird at the end, but
the beat, the lyrics, that felt like an ICP track.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, wow, man. I was prepared to talk so much shit, but I am just at a loss.
Andy is absolutely correct. There's people coming in and out, but he's the only one talking in the chat so far. So,
all right, Andy, what'd you fucking think? Why'd you bring him on the screen, Andy? Jay? Fuck it.
I've tried to get Andy on the screen before, but he won't. He won't do it. I've tried to ask him to come in, but he won't do it. Plus, I'm pretty sure he left a comment saying he's in the middle of driving right now, so it might not be a good idea.
Yeah, whatever.
That bullshit line about the 49ers being a good team.
That was a great song. Okay, well, there you go. It was a De La Soul sample. All right. See, maybe we do need to get Andy on into this bitch. Andy, stop driving. Pull over somewhere so we can talk about this.
Bro, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was a great track, though. I think you're right. It's one of those things where
every Juggalo's going to know that if he gets announced for the Gathering, they're going to be all out there singing it with him. And then here, 5 years from now, Keith's going to be dropping his first album on Psychopathic Records.
Hold on. Act like there's going to be a Psychopathic Records in 5 years. Bleep that. Don't say it. I didn't say that.
Wow.
Well, I don't think that's shocking news to anyone. But okay, well, I think that gives the big thumbs up for all of us, at least. That was a great fucking track, man. So
that is Juggalo and Wrestling Mark approved.
Yeah.
So the verdict is, you want to hear some dope shit? I guess Rikishi's got it. Didn't y'all hear this apparent Hulk Hogan disc that was in honor of the Sheik or whatever that he put out as well?
No, I never heard that.
I tell you what, I'm gonna be Googling his shit after we get off of here for sure.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Shit under Rikishi?
Yeah, Rikishi Fatu. He released it under his fucking his shoot name.
I'm about to hop on iTunes right now. Rikishi Fatu.
And it's crazy because he's like, my son is one of the top stars in the entire industry right now. I think it's time I show the world I'm a musical genius like Kanye.
That I can rap.
You know, he's just been driving around for years rapping to himself like, I could do this.
Well, hold on though. Wasn't his gimmick when he first broke up with the Head Shrinkers is he was like power of positivity rap guy?
Yeah.
With the real bad multicolors and that fucking stocking cap.
What was it? What was his name? Oh God.
I think it was just Fatu. But it
was like a nickname, like Super Nice Fatu or something like that. I can't remember.
It was fucking Prototype New Days. What it was.
Googling this right now. Fatu.
He got to know.
That's what I'm doing well. And that's what's fucking hilarious is I typed in Fatu rapper and it took me to Fat Joe and corrected it and it said, "Did you mean fat rapper?" Like, I
mean, there are other fat rappers than Joe. What the fuck? No love for Big Pun or fucking Heavy D?
Apparently not. Sorry, everybody who's watching right now, just watching us surf through this, but I got to know. Make a difference.
Make a difference, dude. That's what it was.
Oh, the 90s were fucking great.
I'll see if it'll pop up. For those that don't know, this is Make a Difference Fed too.
Oh, God, look at that fucking jacket. Motherfucker, you look at it too long and you might have a seizure. There's so many colors on that fucking jacket.
This dude's going for like the trifecta or whatever a level of championship you want to give him for like the most possible gimmicks. And now he's been a rapper. He's been a dancing sumo guy. He's been assaulting. He was a
hitman with a car.
Hitman with a car. He did it for the Rock.
He did it for the Rock. Okay, all right. Andy said he wants to jump on, so I'm gonna get the link real fast, and I'm gonna shoot it over to Andy because he said he wants to join us in this bitch.
Did he listen to the track?
I would imagine he listened with us.
I would assume he did. So here you go. I'm
dear
sending it to
fuck.
him. Andy, when you get the link, go ahead and
Dear
jump in.
God.
Andy is the only special guest, so don't ask because we don't even know what the fuck we're doing at this point. We're just we had a loose format, but we expected. I think all of us expected to just tear it apart and into pieces. But I was watching all of our head bobs as this shit was going, and we were all having a
can't.
great time listening to it.
Bro, that shit had me from the beat. As soon as that beat dropped, I was like, is this off of Malenko? What the fuck am I listening to here? Did fucking Mikey Clark make this beat?
Why does this go so hard?
I wanted to be mad. I was like, this has no right to fucking be this good.
Yeah. Now we're all screwed up. So now we're just talking about random shit until Andy gets here. And then we're going to continue to talk more shit. So if you're looking for a format, this is not the show for you tonight.
There ain't one. Okay, so one more thing about AEW. When they pulled out the flamethrower spot last week, I was like, all right, cool. So you scared him away with a flamethrower. What the fuck are you going to do? They lit fucking Jack Perry on fire. Like, I'm not going to say it was cool or it was bad or whatever, but like, what? Didn't see that shit happening.
I'll give you that. I was definitely like, okay.
You pull it out. What are you going to do? You're in the match now. What are you going to do? You're going to scare him? No, I'm going to actually use it. Okay, shit.
Yo.
What up, y'all?
What up, bro?
Nothing like a little live podcasting while driving, eh?
I'm just being safe, you know?
Don't text and drive, but you goddamn sure be sure to podcast and drive.
I was texting. I'm going to be safe on the podcast.
Okay, so sir, we got to know what you thought of that track. You were listening, yes?
All right, so I first listened to it last night, and I was like, okay, I could dig this once. And now you just made me listen to it a second time, and you know, I caught more things listening to it the second time, which made it a little bit cooler as a mark. Yeah. But as a song, as a whole, I mean, Jay, you know what path I'm on right now. I'm just not vibing with it.
Wow.
Ooh, big thumbs down from the Shermanator. All right.
Hey, that's 3-1. There's got to be discourse there. That's how we talk.
I think if it was a different beat, it could have been dope. But I thought with the beat and
you were the one that filled us in that the reason why he shouted out De La Soul then was because that was a De La Soul sample. Do you feel like maybe that is influencing your opinion a little bit?
No, I actually like De La Soul, so no.
Okay, that's fair.
There was just something about it that I wasn't vibing with in the end. Like I said, last night, I was like, this is kind of cool. Today it was cool that I heard more references. Like, I didn't hear the Hound Dog reference until today.
Yeah.
So I dug that, but overall,
in there.
I liked the 3-minute warning shout out, giving love to Eki and Rodney.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There was a lot to unpack in just that little 2-minute and 58-second clip. I think maybe there is something to the point that he was saying, like, if we actually listen to it a second time, maybe it was just at first, and I don't mean right now, but let's say we get off of here and we all listen to it again. Maybe now that it's kind of hit our ears and process, maybe it'll be like, okay, maybe we were just really excited to hear it at first. I don't know.
Or Big Sherm's just a dumbass.
I mean,
I can see where his negative comments make sense for sure, because there definitely is not the best structure to it. It's just kind of a chorus, verse. You know what I mean? It's not really it's not breaking boundaries. You know what I mean? It's definitely just a rap song. I think what we're popping on is it's fucking Rikishi, man.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah.
The face of all kinds of people. And here he is shoving his music in our face.
I think it would be dope. I think it'd be dope if they give him the one track at the gathering. Because a couple of years ago, they had a bunch of people pop in. Like Amon came out and did.
God, yeah, that was at the 17th. He did that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is such a bitchy song.
Yeah, you're right, Sherm.
I don't care.
I'd fuck with that. But Fats, you've been looking like you had something to say there for a second.
Okay, so I gotta find my words again because I lost them. It's like an episode of Family Guy. It's not the best, but all the references and shit makes you laugh at the nostalgia.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way of putting it. And how you were saying how it's it's spoken from the point of view of somebody who is either has been there or really fucking knows somebody who has been there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like
yeah,
as
we
far
all
as
like it because it's two of our favorite things: Juggalo shit and Rikishi, like wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeesh.
Think about this in hindsight. Go ahead and tell a new fan. Don't even let them know anything about Too Cool and be like, tell them what Rikishi was and just see what their fucking reaction would be. Yeah, so there was this giant Samoan guy in a fucking diaper and he used to put his ass on people's faces. It was the fucking best, man.
And grown men, most of them in their early teens to late 20s, fucking were every time this big Samoan would stick his ass into someone's face, we all would go, yay!
Like I was at Freedom Hall for the Judgment Day that Taker came back, and the only pop that was close to Taker coming back was Rikishi fucking putting his ass on somebody's face that night.
I think the only way Rikishi could perform that song at the Gathering is if he's wearing a thong.
Oh, full kayfabe. He's got to be in the whole gear.
Yes.
Or at least the bad man gear, like the
yeah, the FUBU gloves.
Yeah.
That white jumper. Oh God.
I've got
well, he does that. He does that kind of on the indies. I don't know if you see some of the stuff he's done with like the Samoan faction in the indies, but he's shown up full fucking leather and the gloves and the baseball bat. And I remember it was a couple years ago. I think it was before the Usos joined up with Roman, but he was going off about how I'm tired of everyone fucking with me and my family and blah, blah, blah. And he's wearing the whole gear. And I thought, oh shit, they're doing like a underground Samoan faction or whatever. It never went anywhere, but you can tell like maybe he liked that gimmick a little bit more than not wearing all that crap.
Did you see he was teasing that he might be Solo's wise man?
That would be some shit.
Yeah, but he also teased being a special referee for the Uso match.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Might just be Big Keish talking out of school.
Right. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, this has been a fun 40 minutes just bullshitting with y'all. Sherm, I appreciate the run in, even though you're risking life and limb to join us for the last couple of minutes.
Yep.
It's what I do for you, Jay.
Yeah, yes you do. Yes, you do. All right, fellas, I'm about to sign off. Thank you, everybody who watched us just have a good time, man. I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see y'all next time. Much love. What up to the